Hi. I want to share this wonderful and powerful session, this Healing Through the Heart session that I had. My client, he's just amazing, and I'm so excited to share this segment of his session with you. He's 82. He's the same age as my parents. I just love it. And he's awake, and he's a light worker, and he knows it. He's a physicist. He's absolutely incredible. And this is his first session, his first Healing Through the Heart session, his first real BQH, Beyond Quantum Hypnosis session, Beyond Quantum Healing session. He saw several lives, experienced many lives in war. But what I love about his session is that he went in between the lives with his guides and with the souls that he died with, and was setting up for the next lives, and did a lot of life between lives work. And that's really important, because then you really get clarity on why your life is the way it is, why your lives are the way they are. Then he goes into the life between lives before his current life now, to learn why he's coming in, what his life purpose is. He wanted to know, that was really his only question. What is my life purpose? And, I'm like, really? You're 82. You want to know your life purpose? I bet you're already doing it. He is. He is holding the light and being very, very simple. And that's what we're all asked to do, is to hold the light and be really simple with it. I mean, we're taught to do, but we're human beings. We're here to be and to create and co-create with each other and to manifest. That's our purpose. So he finds out his purpose. It's his universal message towards the end of his hypnosis part of his session. His universal message is so profound. So please watch all of his session to the end. It is key. It is a message for all of us. We all need to hear it. And it flows pretty easily into his post interview. So I want to thank him so much for allowing me to share this publicly. Thanking my producer, Joe Pena, for his amazing professional production of this. And if you are interested in video production, audio production, and voiceovers, please go to his website, joepenaproductions.com. Hire him. He's the best. And if you want a Healing Through the Heart hypnosis session with me, go to my website, soniawilderwellness.com. It'll be at the end as well. I'm also holding monthly webinars, and they have a different theme every month. And then I also have my life coaching group. So go to my website. You'll find everything that I do, my online classes, everything is right there. So thank you so much, and enjoy this next session.
It's a beautiful valley.
Beautiful valley. Tell me more.
There's a river. I'm up on the hillside. There's flowers and grass around. Mountains in the background with some snow. It could be a place in the Rocky Mountains or any place.
Beautiful. And I want you to really look around here in this scene and acclimate yourself into this moment. Describe in more detail what you're seeing around you.
Where I'm standing, there are nice flowers, maybe they're a type of wildflower, I would say. They grow here. They're maybe 18 inches tall. I can walk through them.
So go ahead and walk through them and tell me what that experience is like for you.
It's nice. It's joyful. The sun is pouring down. I can feel the flowers with my hands.
So I want you to take one of those flowers. Take one of those flowers in your hand and describe the flower for me.
It's a type of daisy. It's white. Very pretty.
And smell it. What does it smell like to you?
Sweet outside smell. Sweet.
Beautiful. And what else do you see? Keep going.
The flowers sort of go around on this hillside, and then the grass continues on down to the river.
So I want you to go to the river and describe the river for me.
It's not a really large river. It's small. The water is flowing down. There's some rocks there. It's flowing through the rocks, making that nice gurgling sound when you see rocks in the stream.
Beautiful. And now I want you to look down and see if you have a body. Do you see feet below you in your mind's eye?
It's like I'm just wearing boots.
Just wearing boots. What kind of boots?
I come up to my knees, say, yeah,
What color are they?
brown, dark brown.
And look up your body and tell me, what are you wearing?
Like jeans,
Mm-hmm.
blue jeans.
Mm-hmm. And what are you wearing on your upper body?
I'm wearing a like a fringed garment. It's got fringes on it, sleeves.
Fringes on the
That's-
sleeves.
Yeah, it's a light tan color.
A light tan color. Very good. And now, are you wearing anything on your hands?
No,
And are you wearing anything on your head?
it's like a Western cowboy type hat. Yeah,
What color is the Western cowboy type hat?
that's sort of a pale gray.
Pale gray. And I want you to feel your face. Describe your features for me.
It's just a smooth face and no beard, just regular.
What is your
features.
mouth like? Is your mouth full or thin or in between?
I say full.
What does your nose feel like?
Pretty normal sized, yeah.
What color are your eyes there?
Blue.
And what color is your hair under the hat?
Black.
Very good. How old do you feel in your body?
Probably around 30.
Very good. I want you to acclimate yourself into this body now. And I want you to tell me, I want you to listen for your name within. What do people call you?
Jesse.
Jesse. Very good, Jesse. When I say Jesse, does that sound true for you?
Yeah.
Thank you. Jesse, I want you to acclimate yourself into this body and into this scene. Do you live nearby?
Yes.
And so I want you to go to your home and stand in front of your home and describe where you live. What does it look like?
It's a log cabin.
The home is a log cabin. Did you build this home yourself, Jesse?
Yes, with friends.
Very good. And so I want you to describe the outside of your log cabin for me. What does it specifically look like?
Typical log cabin. Logs chinked, fitted together at the corners.
What color is it?
Sort of pretty dark brown.
Mm-hmm. Is it small or medium or large?
It's not too large.
Very good. And so I want you to go in through the front door and step into your home and describe for me what the inside looks like.
There's a bed.
Mm-hmm.
There's a table. Some chairs. There's like a writing desk.
Mm. Is this
on
one
the
room?
side.
Is it a one room cabin?
Yeah, it's one room.
Okay.
There's a fireplace on one end. Big cooking pot hanging in the fireplace. Some cut up firewood.
Some kind of firewood.
Cut up firewood laying there.
Do you live here by yourself, Jesse, or do you live here with somebody else?
I'm by myself.
Mm-hmm. So, Jesse, where does your family live? Where is your family?
They live further away. I came here on my own.
Why did you go there on your own?
To get away from the crowds in the big cities.
Mm-hmm. And what big city did you come to get away from? What big city is that?
Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. Kansas City. Are you in Missouri, Jesse?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. What year is it for you?
it's about 1870 maybe.
Mm-hmm. 1870s? Very good. And so where in Missouri, Jesse, do you live then, if you're outside of Kansas City?
Further out in the mountains.
Further out in the mountains. And so who's around you? Who lives near you?
There's some other settlers
Mhm.
in,
Do you know
this
them?
valley. Yes, we all know each other. We help each other.
Very good. And how do you help each other, you and the other settlers?
If someone is sick or someone gets hurt and needs help, if someone needs help building something or bringing in some crops, or we go hunting together.
So
We
Jesse,
travel to town together.
have you ever been married?
No.
No. Do you want to get married?
Yes, I'd like to have a family here.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So now I want you to close this scene. I want you to go to a scene where you are with the other settlers. Be there now and tell me what's happening.
We're celebrating at someone's cabin.
What are you celebrating?
Someone had a baby.
Very good. I want you to see people around you. Is this a small group of friends or are there more?
There's probably about 20 people all together.
Mm-hmm. Do you know everybody?
Yes, I pretty much know everyone.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to find someone that you consider a close friend of yours. Find one of your close friends and describe them for me.
There's Henry there.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about Henry.
He's a little older than me. He's a big, burly guy. He's got a beard. Wears a different type hat, but suspenders. And he's a funny guy.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it. And I want you to describe Henry's eyes for me. Look deeply into his eyes. What color are they?
Dark brown.
And look even deeper into his eyes, into Henry's eyes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. Connect with Henry heart to heart and soul to soul. Do you know him in your current life?
Yes.
Who is he? Who does he remind you of?
He's a friend of mine named John.
Very good. So I want you to find another close friend of yours in the group and describe them to me.
Lady.
Mm-hmm. Allow this person to come through. Say it again.
This lady is,
A lady. Mm-hmm.
she's married to one of the settlers, I guess.
Mm-hmm. She's married to one of the settlers. And describe her for me.
She's slim. She's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
She talks, laughs a lot.
And look deeply into her eyes. Describe her eyes for me. What color are they?
Blue.
Mm-hmm. And connect with her heart to heart and soul to soul. Do you know her in your current life?
Susan.
Mm-hmm. Susan. Very good. And find other people. Who else are you connected with there?
I don't see anyone else. It's
Mm-hmm.
just those two.
Very good. And so now I want you to really immerse yourself in this scene of this new baby and being with all of your community. And describe for me what's happening here.
They're celebrating the new birth, and we're standing outside. We have a big table outside. There's food and there's laughter.
And what else?
Everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy. Very good. Is there anything else that's significant about this scene that you need to know?
It was just a happy time.
Mm-hmm. It's just a happy time. Very good. Let's close this scene. And now let's go to a scene in the life of Jesse where something impacts your life significantly. Be there now. Tell me, what's happening?
He's alone in the mountains.
Who's alone in the mountains?
Jesse is alone in the mountains.
Okay, I want you to acclimate yourself into the body of Jesse. Bring yourself down, down, down into the body. Bring yourself into the boots, into the hat. Feel your face and your mind. Feel the clothing that you wear and acclimate yourself as Jesse. Jesse, you are alone in the mountains. What's happening?
I'm very anxious.
You anxious about Jesse?
Danger.
Mm-hmm. What kind of danger is there?
Other people, Indians are there.
Mm-hmm. The Indians are there.
Dangerous time.
Hmm? Do you see the Indians?
I know they're there, but I don't see them.
And so tell me what happens next.
They're angry
What are they angry about?
that we're there living in the valley.
And so tell me what happens next.
They're coming at me.
Do you see them?
Yeah,
Describe them. What do they look like?
they're dressed for war.
Dressed for war. How many of them are there?
3.
So describe these 3 Indians for me. Describe the first one. What does he look like?
He's about my size and height. He's got different markings on his face, black and red. He's carrying a rifle. He has a tomahawk too. He's coming towards me. He's angry.
I want you to look deeply in his eyes. Connect with him heart to heart and soul to soul. Do you know him in your current life?
I don't think so.
Very good. He's coming towards you. What's happening?
He's yelling at me. He's coming for me.
What do you do?
I have a gun.
What happens next?
I shoot him.
Experience that. Allow that to flow through you. Allow yourself to feel that. It's important.
I didn't want to do it.
Yes. I understand you didn't want to do it. And so allow yourself to experience this, how you feel, and what is the look on his face after you shoot him.
Anger and surprise.
And what do the other Indians do?
They rush me.
And what happens next?
They stab me.
They stab you. And I want you to see the other Indians, the 2 other Indians, and connect with them heart to heart and soul to soul. Do you recognize either of them in your current life?
I think one of them, yes.
Who is one of them in your current life?
He was a young man who was coming to my house to date my daughter, take her somewhere.
Very good. Very good. So now I want you to take your last breath as they're stabbing you. Take your last breath and rise up, Jesse, out of that body. And as you rise up out of that body, I want you to tell me what you're seeing.
They made sure I was dead. And took my scalp, took my gun, took my clothes. I took the body of the dead Indian and went away. And left me for the animals.
So as you rise up away from that body, start going up, up, up. And describe for me where it is you go now. Where do you go?
Different time.
Mm-hmm. What different time?
Earlier.
Mm-hmm. Describe it for me.
It's cold.
Mm-hmm. It's cold. Acclimate yourself into the scene. Look around you and tell me what you see.
Dynamic soldier.
Mm-hmm. A soldier. Tell me more.
French soldier.
A French soldier.
An officer, a colonel.
An officer, a colonel.
My men are around me.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about the men around you.
We're all struggling with the cold. We're starving. We're dying. It's Russian.
Mm-hmm.
We're leaving. Trying to get back to France. We're not going to make it.
How does your body feel here?
Hungry, cold, sad.
Hungry and cold and sad.
I can't live.
What else happens?
We're all dying. You freeze to death.
Mm-hmm.
Huddled together.
And what happens next when you huddle?
We just go to sleep and freeze.
And so I want you to rise up. Rise up out of that body. Rise up out of that body and describe for me what you see as you rise up.
We're just there. I can see them lying there.
Hmm?
Snow, cold, winter.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's dead.
Do you see any of the other souls around you at all or sense them? Feel around you.
Yeah, they don't know what's happening either.
Mm-hmm. So where do you go now that you're out of the body?
We're just going towards this bright light.
Mm-hmm. Go towards the bright light and keep going and tell me when you are in the bright light.
We're safe there.
Are you in the bright light now?
Yeah.
Very good. And who's with you in the bright light?
Those other soldiers that died are there too,
Mm-hmm.
telling us what happened and what we have to do next.
What happened?
That we died. Some of them are confused. They don't know where they are.
So what happens next?
They tell us to relax. It'll be fine.
Who tells you this?
There are people there who greet us when we arrive.
Who are those people that greet you?
We call them the greeters, or they call themselves the greeters.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about these greeters. Describe them for me.
And they're dressed in gowns, white gowns. The men and women, very kindly, sort of a nice glow about them. They tell us to relax, just to relax, to try to let those emotions go, the fear, the anger. That we're going to heal before we go back.
And what happens next?
I'm with a group of people and we review.
You're with the people that go to
Right.
review?
I'm with group of people who are reviewing with me
What are
what
you reviewing?
happened, what I did in that life.
So, what did you learn in the life as the French colonel?
Responsibility for others.
Responsibility for others, and what else?
How to lead by example.
How to lead by example. And what else?
How to serve a greater cause.
To serve a greater cause. Anything else?
A lot of loss.
Loss.
Loss of family, friends.
Loss of family and friends. And why the loss of family and friends? Why do you need to learn that?
Because we learn that every lifetime.
What is the purpose of losing? What do we learn when we lose things in lives?
We usually learn that they didn't matter that much anyway.
And so now,
Yeah.
why did you have the life as Jesse in Missouri? What was the purpose of that life?
To explore new areas,
To explore
new territories,
new territories.
to interact with new people, to help people, to explore.
To explore. Very good. So what happens next now that you're going through life review? What happens next?
You have to figure out what you still need to learn for the next time.
What do you need to learn for the next time? Are you preparing for another life now?
Yeah.
So what is it you're preparing for now?
I have another life to live in the early part of the 20th century, late part of the 19th.
And what is this next part of the early part of the 20th century? What is this next life coming in?
I'm a soldier again.
Another soldier?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you need to learn as the soldier coming in?
The futility of war.
The futility of war. And why is that important?
Because I've been a soldier many, many times. This will be the last time.
How many times have you been a soldier? Can you give me a number?
Dozens and dozens of times.
Dozens of lives, of times.
Many times.
And what have you learned from being a soldier dozens and dozens of times?
To be strong, to be unafraid in the face of danger, to lead others, to care for others, to protect what's valuable, to learn about killing.
Why is that important for you to learn about killing?
Because we have to learn that it's not the best way.
Very good. We have to learn that it's not the best way. So why is this the last soldier life that you're preparing for? Why is this the last one?
Because I've done it so many times, I'm finally getting to understand why it's not a good way.
Mhm. So, what is a good way? Can you share that with me?
We have to look for what's common to everyone, not what's different. Difference leads to the fighting. What's common leads to friendship.
Difference leads to the fighting. What's common leads to the friendship. That's beautiful. So now, are you prepared to go into the next life, the last life as a soldier?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead. And when I count to, go ahead, tell me.
I'm ready.
You're ready. When I count to 3, you will be in the last soldier life. 1, going forward in time and space. 2, entering the body of the last soldier life. And 3, arrive there now. Look around you. What do you see?
Trenches. Mud.
Acclimate yourself into that scene. Look down at your feet. Tell me what you're wearing on your feet.
Boots to the knee.
Boots to the knee. What are you wearing on your body?
My uniform. Green. Muddy. Everything is dirty. There's water in the trench.
What war is this? What war are you in?
World War I.
What is your name? What do people call you?
Willie.
Willie. Willie or Billy?
In German, it's Willy.
It's Willie. So what do you prefer to be called?
That's fine. Willie is fine.
Willie is fine. Willie, are you?
My real name is Wilhelm, so Willie is fine.
Okay. So Willie, are you in Germany?
No, we're in France.
You're in France. Are you from Germany?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me, Willie, what you're doing in France now.
We're fighting the French.
Why are you fighting the French?
We're at war with France.
Why?
The Kaiser invaded France. Some argument. Who knows? The soldiers, we don't know. Why? We just try to survive.
So what happens next, Willie?
They're attacking. We're shooting, killing them.
And how do you feel about that?
It's what we have to do to survive.
And what happens next?
A French soldier jumps into the trench.
What happens?
And stabs me with his bayonet at the end of his rifle. Right through my gut.
So I just want you to feel it, experience it. It's always important that we experience our deaths. How do you feel?
It's very painful.
So I want you to take your last breath. Take your last breath and rise up out of that body, Willie. And tell me what you see as you rise up out of that body.
The trenches, the barbed wire, the dead bodies, the screaming, the yelling, the shooting, the smoke.
Keep going up. Keep rising up. And tell me when you see the white light. Mm-hmm. And tell me what you're experiencing in the white light.
The other soldiers I see there too,
Mm-hmm.
from both sides.
Mm-hmm. And how does everybody look?
Shocked and amazed. There's no anger. We're all just the same there.
Mm-hmm. You're all the same there.
We're not enemies anymore.
Mm-hmm. Allow yourself to experience that. Allow yourself to let that emotion flow. Feel all of that. It's important. Good.
It's
Very
a
good.
relief. It's a relief. We don't have to kill each other anymore.
Mm-hmm. And I want you to look at these other souls that you were fighting. Are any of them familiar to you?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And so now what happens next?
That's all I have.
Say that again, please.
That's all. That's all I have right here for that.
Mm-hmm. So now do you go to life review?
Yeah.
So go into life review with your guides and tell me what you learned in the life of Vili.
That was the last time I had to kill someone.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
Good.
Mm-hmm. So what did you learn about yourself?
I didn't like it, what I was doing.
Hmm?
I saw what a waste it was of so many people. Again, a lesson not to fight.
And so that's the last soldier life, the last war life.
Yeah. You don't do this anymore.
Very
You fight, but in a different way. You fight with the light.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So now, as you're in the white light, what is it that you're preparing for now?
To come here for the big change, the big shift.
Tell me about that, the big change, the big shift.
You want to be here for it.
You want to be here for it? Why?
Yeah.
Why do you want to be here for it?
To help.
How to help? How?
Other people aren't going, for them, it's going to be like dying in a way.
Who are those other people? Who are those other people that it's going to be like dying for them?
Those living on Earth that aren't ready for the shift.
Mm-hmm. Are there a lot of those people?
Quite a few, yes. For them, it's difficult. They need help to get through it.
They need help to get through it?
Mm.
Who's going to help them?
I'm going to help them.
We're going to help them?
I'm going to help them. Other people like me are going to help them.
Mm-hmm. And so who are you and who are these other people that are helping?
We're going to try to show them that it isn't that bad. But they have to let go, like I had to let go. The anger and resentment. Be at peace inside of ourselves. Let the love come through. Let the love come through.
Let the love come through. And so who are we that are helping them with the love? Do we have a name or do we have a group?
know of a name. I just sort of know myself.
So tell me about yourself. Who are you?
I came here because I prepared for this in some other lifetimes too. To be a watcher, you might say, a watcher.
A watcher? Is like a title for you, being a watcher?
No, it just describes you're here. Everything you see is being recorded and being used by the whole.
Where is it recorded?
In the records.
What are the records? Tell me about those.
The records of every experience we've all had. Every soul that's come here or anywhere in the universe. The universal records.
The universal records. So that's for everything that's ever happened anywhere that gets recorded?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
And so you say that you prepared for this coming time of this change. How did you prepare?
In other lifetimes, I was other things than a soldier. That was just one long set of lifelines. The others were different in helping capacities.
How were they different? How did you help?
I was a priest, a healer, a seer, any of those titles in many other lifetimes.
How many lifetimes on Earth have you experienced? What number comes in?
A lot, hundreds, at least hundreds.
Hundreds? You've had a lot. And have you had lives in other places besides Earth?
I think so.
I want you to breathe deeply. I really want you to feel it. I want you to breathe really deeply. And as you breathe, I want you to just try to open your eyes slowly and gently. Just try to open your eyes and just try to look up. And as you're opening your eyes and looking up, your eyelids get heavier and heavier. And you're trying to keep your eyes open, but they're so heavy that they just naturally close. They close and your eyelids are just relaxed and heavy. And you're breathing more deeply and getting heavier and deeper into relaxation. I'm going to count to 3. And when I count to 3, you will know what other planet or other star system you come from. 1, knowing your place of origin. 2, completely understanding who you are. 3, you know, be there. Tell me, where do you come from?
Pleiades.
Pleiadian. Thank you. And why did you come to Earth?
To help with the shift.
To help with the shift. Did you volunteer?
Yeah, I did.
And do you have lifetimes in other star systems as well? Other planets besides the Pleiades?
Can't think of any now.
That's okay. So how many lives have you had on Earth preparing for the shift? Allow that number to come through. It's right there for you.
5 or 6.
500 or 600?
I think it's 5. No, yeah, 5 or 6. 5 or 6.
5 or 6 or 5 or 600?
5 or 6.
5 or 6. Very good. And what is the shift that's coming? Tell me about that.
This whole solar system is shifting into the next density, 4th density.
And what's happening? Tell me more.
All this energy is coming in from the center of the galaxy. It happens regularly. And it's Earth's time now. We're excited for this because we can help.
And have we helped other planets go through this shift as well?
Yes.
Do we do this? Is this what we are part of our service for Source?
Yes, it is. Mostly what we do, yes.
Are we a large collective that does this?
Yes.
Or do we belong to any sort of an organization at all?
Yes, we work with other star systems groups who are doing the same thing.
Do we have a name?
There are a couple of names, but I guess Galactic Federation or that's one. The Brotherhood of Light would be another.
Yes. Brotherhood of Light. Yes, we do have several names, don't we? So you're preparing now to come into the current life. What is it that you are focused on for the next life during the shift, the life of Liam? What is it that you set up for yourself to learn as Liam?
To learn to be quiet.
To learn to be quiet. Why is that?
To listen within, to try to let it come from inside, not from outside.
Not to come from outside. So, what is your life purpose besides being quiet and listening from within? What is your true purpose for coming into the next life now as Liam?
To be a teacher.
To be a teacher. A teacher of what?
Of light. And how to work with it.
And how to work with it. And so how are you planning on working with it as Liam?
Show other people that it comes from the inside. We can work with the inside light to make our lives what we want it to be. We don't have to do it with the mind. The mind is the tool, not a master.
The mind is the tool that we master. So are you mastering in the next life as Liam? Are you going to be mastering the mind?
Yes.
And how is it that you are planning to master the mind in the coming life?
I'll be forced to work more alone inside. And learn enough on the outside to be able to live here. The main lessons have to come from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
To help other people learn that lesson for themselves. That's the main reason to be here.
Mm-hmm.
To help them learn it.
So may I ask you, is that the purpose for the lockdowns during this big shift? People are locked into their homes and segregated from each other. Is this the purpose for them, is to learn how to find the light within themselves?
Yes, it is. Although the people who put it in place thought it was serving another purpose.
Mm-hmm. And
the real purpose is, yes, to try to make us realize more about ourselves from inside.
Yes, very good. So let me ask you, is this universe that has created this great shift on this planet that looks like a pandemic? Is this all coming from universe?
Yes, everything comes from that.
Who am I speaking with right now, please?
I don't know what my name is.
Mm-hmm. What would you consider yourself to be? A higher aspect?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So we are now in this current transition, and Liam has already learned his life purpose, and he wants to know how he can work with this inner light now. Can you tell him how he works with this inner light in order to help humanity through this time of great change?
Letting it flow from within himself to the outside. And every time you meet people, you let the light shine on them. You don't have to say anything. You just bless them with the light.
You just bless them with the light. And that's more than enough, isn't it?
It is enough. You don't have to do anything but be there for them.
That's right.
They need to receive the light.
Yes, they do. It's actually very simple. You just have to hold the light within your body. Yes?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And so, can you right now, can you show Liam a really simple meditation practice he can do for short periods of time throughout the day, every day? Can you show that to him right now? Where he can just visualize the light and breathe.
Yes.
So he could become very adept, very practiced at this. Thank you so much for showing him this.
Well, you know part of the technique already, Sonia, too.
Mm-hmm.
Breathe, deep, fill up as much as you can. Hold it and let it go. And that gives you that quiet space then. Inside of you, you're not worried about anything. You're not thinking about anything. You're calm. And then try to bring the light through your whole body then. Come in, come through, let it flow through to the earth, let it flow back up, and let it meet coming up from coming down right at your heart. Feel your heart, and let the light out. Just express it out. Let it come out. You're like a donut. You're in the middle of the donut hole. And the donut is the way the light spreads out everywhere. So every person that you see gets the light, especially if they look at you. They look at your eyes to get the light. Even if they don't, they get the light. That makes a connection maybe for them. Holding the breath to stop the mind is the most important thing. And then take that few seconds when the mind is off to bring the light in. You can do it anytime during the day. It only takes a minute. You don't have to sit there and yoga pose and chant on for hours. You don't have to do that. You can if you're comfortable, but you don't have to do it. I can't do it.
Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you. It was very helpful. So now, I would like to go into Liam's body and do a body scan, if we can, please. Can you check the 7 main chakras from root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, brow, and crown? Check the chakras and make sure that they are open and balanced. The heart should be the most open, and then the throat following that. The first 3 should be open for about 2 inches wide, each one. And the brow should be almost as open as the heart. The crown should be completely open. Tell me if you find anything imbalanced or if there's any stuck emotions in the chakras.
There's some stuck emotional energy.
In which chakras?
Solar plexus, I guess.
Right at the navel. So I want you to go into the solar plexus chakra at the navel, and I want you to bring those stuck emotions up to your mouth and give them your voice to speak them out loud. And tell me, what stuck emotions are you? Let them speak for themselves.
Guilt.
Guilt.
Fear.
Fear. Anything else?
No, everything comes from those 2.
And so let's go with the guilt first. Why do you feel guilt? What is this about guilt?
Being told you weren't good enough. Directly told by parents, teachers, relatives, friends, lovers, teachers, yeah. So-called spiritual teachers too.
And now let's go with the fear. What is it that you're fearing?
Some of the fear of not being able to do what I'm supposed to do.
And so
It's
now,
it's related to the guilt. So if you're afraid, if you can't do it, you feel guilty about not being able to do it. They work hand in hand.
and so now we can change these emotions. We can change them and put in positive and powerful emotions, especially in the solar plexus chakra, which is our power and our courage. So what powerful, positive emotions do you want to put into the solar plexus chakra?
Courage, basically.
Yes, so go ahead and put courage into the solar plexus chakra. Give it a color. What color does courage look like to you?
Bright white.
Very good. Put that bright white into the solar plexus chakra. What other emotions do you want to put into the solar plexus chakra?
That's the main one. Everything else comes from that.
And may I offer to put love into the solar plexus chakra?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead and put the love in there along with that
Yes.
bright white light. Very good. And as you fill it up, go ahead, say that.
Love of self, yes.
Yes,
love of self.
Love of self. And
That's the main one.
that's the main one. And may I offer also acceptance of self?
Acceptance of self, yes.
Go ahead and put that in the solar plexus chakra and allow that to fill up the solar plexus chakra. And you let me know when that chakra is completely filled up.
That's good now. That's good.
Very good. And now go into the other chakras and tell me if there are any stuck emotions in them.
Throat.
The throat. And bring it right up to the mouth. Give it a voice. What are the emotions that are stuck in the throat?
Speaking. Being afraid to speak.
Fear of speaking. And where does that come from?
Again, people telling you you can't do that. You hurt people. You can't do that. It's wrong. You can't say that.
Anything else that's stuck in the throat that needs to be heard?
That seems to be the main one.
And so let's change that feeling of not being able to be heard. What do you want to put into the throat chakra to empower you? What feels empowering?
To speak healing truth.
To speak healing truth. Beautiful. Put healing truth into the throat chakra. And what else?
Loving truth.
Put the loving truth in the throat chakra. Anything else you'd like to put in there?
Honesty.
Honesty. Go ahead, put honesty in the throat. Anything else?
Kindness.
Kindness is going into the throat chakra. Anything else?
Harmony.
Harmony is going into the throat chakra. Anything else?
Anything you want to add.
Say that again.
Whatever you want to add.
How about self-love and self-acceptance again?
Yes.
Mhm. And what color would you like to add in there to open up the throat chakra?
Right. Blue.
Very good. So go ahead and fill up the throat chakra with all of those beautiful emotions and beautiful feelings and that beautiful blue frequency. And let me know when the throat chakra is open.
It's fine now.
Very good. Then continue to scan the chakras and tell me if you find any stuck emotions.
No.
They look pretty balanced now.
Yeah. Those were the ones that needed to work.
Very good. So now I want you to go into the heart chakra, please, because he experienced 3 years ago on May 3rd, he almost had a heart attack. And so can you share with him why he almost had a heart attack at that time? What was the purpose of that experience?
To open up the heart center.
Was it successful?
Yes. It had been closed down too much before that. Needed to be forced open.
So can you go into the heart chakra, please? And can you make sure that the heart is strong and healthy? Make sure that the heart chakra is open. It should be the most open chakra out of the main chakras.
It's fine now.
And can you just put some extra added self-love in the heart chakra, please? And self-acceptance for his very important role of being a light keeper, light holder, and light transmitter. And I do offer those titles to him if he likes any of them: light keeper, light holder, light transmitter. All very powerful and essential roles on this planet. Good. And please scan the rest of the body. Go into any areas that are looking like they are imbalanced. And let me know if you find any stuck energies there, any blockages.
No, that's fine.
Very good. So now I want to ask you, as the wisdom aspect, where are we going? And I know this is a linear question, but I also do know as a light transmitter myself that there is a higher plan, a higher timeline. Where are we going as humanity now? We've got a lot of issues with vaccines. Will the vaccines be mandated?
No, they can't do that. They won't be able to.
Mhm. Very good. And what is coming for humanity now? What's the next step for the year of 2021? What can you share?
It will be an unsettling time because more truth comes out. People will find it difficult to accept what has happened to them. They will be angry. They will want to vent their anger at certain people or groups of people.
Why do they want to vent their anger at groups of people? Which groups of people?
The ones that have tricked them into believing certain things, that we had to live certain ways, we had to do certain things.
Mm-hmm. Like the lockdowns and the social distancing and the masks.
Yes, but worse than that, the control of people in their whole life through all the systems that are here on this planet.
Mm-hmm. And they've been very corrupt. And is that corruption being exposed now?
It's going to be exposed and it's going to upset people. The main reason they'll be upset is they'll realize they've been made fools of, you might say. Mm-hmm. They're going to be angry about that.
Right. There's some
They're going to
pride.
be angry at all the hurt. Yes. So they'll want to lash out, and they can't. Some will do that, but there has to be a better way. That's not the fighting. Forgiveness is the main thing they have to learn. To forgive.
So will we be seeing public arrests of these world leaders who are corrupt?
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Probably will happen.
What kind of a timeline? Again, I know timelines are challenging, but what kind of a timeline do you feel of when this period we're in, this transition, will be complete and we will be really coming together more as conscious communities?
Probably 3 years. Mm-hmm. It'll take 3 years to work it all out.
Mm-hmm. So by 2024, things are going to start to shift. Yes.
They're shifting in while we go through the process, they'll be shifting too. But then by that time, we'll be able to make much bigger steps, mm-hmm. Hopefully. Mm-hmm. The forgiveness is going to be the hard thing.
Right. And that's the job for us, holding the light, is to make sure that we're focused on forgiveness.
And to show the people that that's the only way to do it.
It's the only way to do it.
Just like we have had to forgive things for ourselves, mm-hmm. and for other people that have done things to us. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't be here if we didn't forgive those things.
Yes. And so what can you share about the financial system? The financial system is collapsing.
Yes, it is. There's a couple of systems. The powers that be now, shall we say, the controlling people, want to put one system in, which would just keep things still under control. But there are other people who want to put a different system in, which would work to the betterment of everyone on Earth.
Which system is that?
Prosper.
Which system is that?
It's similar to the ones that what the controllers want to put in, mm-hmm. but without the controls. Mm. So it would work not to the the controls of the group will make that system keep funneling everything up to the small group at the top.
Mhm.
So it won't benefit humanity, although it will be given to them as for their good.
Mhm.
The other system will work like that with probably similar methods, but it will be for the good of all. It will be managed for the good of all, not for the good of the few.
Mhm. And so that system is coming in, that one that's good for all.
Yes,
Will we eventually move towards not needing currency at all?
eventually.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that far off, though?
Yes, it'll take a while.
Mhm.
Probably take a generation of
Mhm.
people to go through that.
Yes. Thank you so much. So now, is there any other words of wisdom that you can share?
No, not at this time.
Thank you so much. Are we complete today?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I want to thank the highest aspect, the higher self.
So I'm okay.
Of course you are. You're great. How long do you think that was? What do you think?
About an hour.
So you went under, and I'm gonna switch it to Eastern time. You went under at 3:48 p.m. and it is now 5:08 p.m. So yeah, you were under a little over an hour, going close to an hour and a half. It's important that we always clock the time and figure it out so that we really let the left brain know you're flawed. You don't know everything. The right brain is really the one that's connected to source, and you have to follow this side. This is the side. So that was incredible. How do you feel?
I feel very good. And if you don't mind, I'll give you some feedback for you. That was a much better session than the one I had.
Oh, good.
I mean, your method of doing it is excellent, and you're just great at it. And
Thank you.
I really appreciate that. You're doing great work.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. I love this work, and I'm contracted to do this work. It was literally handed to me by Dolores Cannon herself from
Great.
the other side, and she's forceful. She doesn't mess around.
No, I got that from watching various other people like Candace, or the other person that I really like lives in your town is Allison.
Allison Coe. Yes.
Her manner is very much like you when you listen to how she works with the folks. Very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I can't speak for Allison. I've never met her and I've never talked with her. But I do know Candace. Candace gave me a BQH session a couple of years ago now. And no, it's very natural for us. It's very clear that this is something that we do in other realms. It's very easy for me, but I also studied hypnosis from the time that I was little, and I didn't even know I was preparing for this. So I worked with Dr. Bruce Goldberg, who wrote Past Lives, Future Lives several decades ago, did a learning annex class, a workshop with him in Los Angeles. And then I ended up working with him pro bono to help him with his second book. And
Oh, nice.
yeah. So, and again, that was in the mid 90s. It was something that was handed to me. This was all handed to me. And Dolores came in. Yeah. Dolores was funny. She came in and she literally just showed, I was watching YouTube on my iPad in 2017, in March 2017. My kids and I just moved back from South America, and I was stuck and just trying to find direction and even though I was already doing all my healing work and teaching yoga full time, it didn't feel like it was enough. And Dolores was right there, right behind me. And she put her video, one of her videos on YouTube of her lectures, and she went, "Here, watch this." And I look back and I'm like, who's there? Dolores. I said, Dolores who? Cannon. Watch this. And I made a joke. I said, can I call you Dottie? She said, no. Her birthday was close to yours, Liam. She was an Aries. She was tax day, April 15th. And she was a very forceful Aries. Did not mess around with that woman. So I clicked on her thing and she's like, you're going to do this. Watch this. You're going to do it.
Yesterday was the new moon here too, of course. You remember that.
Hmm.
So we did this at a nice cusp time, you know.
Yeah, we did. This is a really great day. It was good alignment. New moon in Pisces, which is the endings of the old.
Well, I think my heart attack was probably the same experience for me. You know, it was a 2x4 over the head because you're not listening.
It was. So you got your answers It's interesting. I don't usually have clients get their answers when they're in between lives, or you did a lot of life in between lives, which was really wonderful. I love that. A lot of war lives, a lot of soldier lives.
I've done that a lot. In this lifetime too, when I first was a little kid, I played with soldiers and toys, and I watched war movies and all that kind of stuff. And that was the last vestiges of getting it out of my system, I think. I would be hard pressed to want to kill someone today.
Well, you're
which is
a
good.
light transmitter. So yeah, it is
Right.
good. So did that make sense to you? Okay, so the first life you saw was Jesse. You were out in the wild outside of Kansas City in Missouri. Did that surprise you that you had that life?
Yes, did.
I felt that. I felt that you were surprised that you were a homesteader.
The scene came in first, like the valley in that. And I said, I'm landing here, it looks like, you know.
Yeah.
But I had no idea when it would be.
Yeah, in 1800s. And I got the same thing. I mean, I get the beauty of being able to remote view everybody. And I get to sit up with your higher self and your guides and watch the scene. And I saw it come up too before you spoke it. And I was like, oh, interesting. He's a cowboy.
Well, the French colonel was one I've known a long time that came through a dream. And the same, I've always interested in World War I. I read some of the famous books about the war. And one of my favorite movies was All Quiet on the Western Front, the original one. And then the one that they redid with John Boy and Ernest Borgnine. And I could feel myself living that. And I've always had a little bit of a stomach problem. And someone else once said, you got stabbed. So okay, it was a bayonet in the gut.
Well, you got a bayonet in the gut, but you also got stabbed as Jesse by the natives as well. And you got stabbed a lot all over your body. They made sure that your body was as dead as possible. So I'm sure you've been stabbed in your gut a lot.
We
Liam.
all have. We've all been hung, drawn, quartered, whatever. By the time
I know. I've had my time as witches have been, the healer, she's a witch. I've been definitely burned at the stake enough, and I've been hanged in a Western life as well. So very interesting. And yeah, I love that in between your lives, your guides are showing you, and I loved how you described your guides too, that they glowed. They glow. They're glowy. I liked that a lot. That was beautiful. I loved that you were talking about that you're learning not to do war anymore by going into these war lives and learning another way of connecting. You have to learn to kill each other in order to learn forgiveness, in order to learn the opposite. There's that whole universe of expansion and contraction and expansion and contraction. And you were playing that out on this planet, the expansion and contraction.
The best way, I think, that we could resolve the things that we were talking at the end here, the disclosures and all that stuff with the evil stuff that's happened. The only real way to handle that is like they did in South Africa, the Reconciliation Commission, where the person who tortured and killed the people in the jail had to come before their families and say, I'm sorry. and they forgave him.
Yep.
We need that on a massive scale. If that would bring it, rather than hanging him at the nearest lamppost, they did their part. They chose, in some sense, to come here to be the bad side that we would fight against to bring the whole ascension process through.
It's true.
A long time ago, I realized that everybody makes a big deal about Judas, and I said, he was the strongest apostle because he was given the hardest role. You have to do this to me for the good of all. And he chose it.
Absolutely. It's like I share with people, you need to love Hitler more than you love Jesus. Hitler needs more love than Jesus does. If you really think about it, I completely love Hitler. Hitler needs the forgiveness. And all of these greedy, very sad, very dark players right now in this game that we're playing on this planet, the instigators, the ones that we see that are visible in the media, number one, they need a tremendous amount of compassion. They need a tremendous amount of forgiveness. But the ones that are above them, because they're just the puppets, as we know, the ones that are above them, the 2 or 3 guys that are above them that are really doing all of that, they're the ones that need the forgiveness.
Well, they're the ones who probably are going to get brought back to source and dissolved. And just,
they lose their individuality. It. Yes, they have to lose their consciousness and start over again.
They will.
Yes. That was wonderful. That was amazing. That was did you feel like you were hypnotized this time?
I felt like I was in that in-between state. I was listening to what I was saying. I don't know how to describe it, but no, it was way better than the last time. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear your ego talking at you at all?
No, I didn't.
I didn't feel like you were struggling with your ego. I felt like you were right there.
I just tried to relax and go with it.
You did. Well, hypnosis, as I said, is just relaxed focus. It's not
right.
People have, and media is what kind of gives people the misconception of what it is that you're in this, whole netherland. You're actually deeper and deeper in your body than you are when you are conscious. You go so deeply within that you almost kind of like lose your body. Your body tingles, can become numb feeling. It's very tingly. When you're getting tingly that you're under very, very deep. And when you meditate every day, and this is what, your higher self had said to you, the meditation, showing you the meditation and bringing the light into your body using your breath. I love how your higher self had talked about holding the breath in yoga. We call that kumbhaka, breath retention. Right. I love how your higher self brought that as a key to get the mind to focus by holding the inhale.
I've told different people that when they're stuck in a mind loop, that reboots things. That's basically like rebooting your computer. Shuts it down, and you get a few seconds. Where most of us fail is the ego pops up a nasty thought, and we go right there. But that's our freedom in that brief moment.
Well, we have free will. We all have free will. And as I share, I've been guiding a lot of clients lately who are really having a hard time with the looping. And I've been saying, you have to use your free will to focus on what you want. And if you keep focusing on what you don't want, it's a basic law of attraction, but it's something that has to constantly be reiterated lately. I've noticed with a lot of people, and I've noticed other quantum healers have been talking about this as well, is we really have to get back down to the law of attraction. What do we want? And we have to talk about that all the time. We have to focus on all that all the time. And every time we come together as in groups, we're manifesting very quickly all that magnetic energy. And so really get clear about what it is that we're creating and what we're building. We cannot talk about the narrative. We cannot talk about the psyops. We cannot talk about what other people are doing. We're creating new earth here, and get really, really focused.
I agree 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's what I'm emphasizing so much lately. because most of what we're seeing in the media is false anyway. Again, the psyop thing. Oh, that's all been, and it's an interesting to me, Liam, how many light workers do not understand that was what has even been put out in the media for light workers is false. Even all of that.
It's true. I've watched a lot of things, and I have a few that I've narrowed it down to me feel right. It's okay. There's no, feeling in here that something's off. But there are a lot of them out there that I'll just take a quick look at and I'll say, nope, you're on it for the likes or the money you're making or whatever.
For me, I have the same thing. There's very few that I follow. And the ones that are really speaking authentically are not very popular. Not very popular. I'm not very popular. There's you're one of 10 people who follow me, and that's about it. And then, and then I see all these really, really glitzy, flashy, they've got lots of bells and whistles in their videos, and they're, very animated, and they've got, several thousands of likes and comments. And then I listen to what they're saying, and I'm like, they're making that up. They're just making that up, and you're all following that. They're just making up stories, and they're talking to all these alien groups, and I'm like, really? There's nothing authentic sounding about that. Or yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, I follow a couple of groups that have been around for a long time, and they're not very popular right now because they're just talking about just simple truth, forgiveness, self-love, focus on the light, and there's no story that you can create about that. There's no gossip about that. It's very curious. Well, this was so powerful. So
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I'm going to put my plug in here at the end. If you would like to have a Healing Through the Heart hypnosis session with me, please go to my website, SoniaWilderWellness.com. It's in the description box down below. Thank you so much.